So let's go in order. We'll do the three of you guys. I'm curious on if you had to pick like your three top musical influences. I'd love to hear all three of your answers.
You go first, man. I can't.
Why do I have to go first? Um, Definitely musical influences. I would have to start off by saying Victor Wooten. I don't know if anyone's ever listened to him. Multi-Grammy award-winning bass player. The dude will change how you view music, how you look at life. Like the dude's incredible. Probably my second one would have to be Journey, obviously, because you can't. It's just a classic, man. You can't. There's so much. Yeah, it's Journey. Just a small town girl.
Yeah.
Like it's great. It's fantastic. And then my last one would be probably actually Les Claypool, which is the lead singer and bass player for a band called Primus, which was this really weird band. But the reason why
weird.
Yeah, but the reason why I always liked him is because he took this instrument that you either do simple stuff or you're doing funk and stuff like that, and he made it like almost experimental. Right, like the stuff that he does with the bass guitar is next level. It's different. Like, okay, remember South Park, the original theme song for South Park? That was written by Les Claypool.
Okay,
right?
very cool.
Like so it's really this weird, odd stuff, but it allowed me to think about music in a sense of where, like, it's okay to listen to everything possible, no matter how odd it is, or if they don't like it, it doesn't matter. I do. Right, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. I relate to that very much, actually, because I took an electronic music class in high school, and dude, some of the stuff we heard was whack. Like, I'm like, I don't like weird stuff.
It was like in high school, I took classical guitar, right?
Yeah.
Like taking classical guitar, but then I'm over here listening to like Mud by Les Claypool and Primus. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, so what do we got next, Alec?
All right. Well, before I jump into that, just because you mentioned high school real quick, I just want to mention that one of my earliest memories of you was in high school in guitar class.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
But, when we were playing some of these shows like in Lake Wales and stuff like that, you know, and then like I was listening to your band, I came in and I sat behind you in guitar class. So I tapped on your shoulder and I played one of your band's songs. Do you remember that?
Oh, my God, I do.
Dude, what the biggest compliment.
I forgot about that. Man.
So anyways, that's cool. That's one of the ways that we met. That's actually how we like really started talking.
Yeah.
And then, we started just talking from there. But I guess, going back into the question here is there's really a couple ways to go with that. I guess it's actual guitar players, because I'm a guitarist, and then there's bands, right?
Yeah.
If we're going guitarists, it would be, of course, every guitar player loves John Mayer, one of my, I guess you could say, modern influence is Isaiah Sharkey, who is kind of like a gospel-y player, but he actually toured with John Mayer for a while. John Mayer definitely saw the talent in him. So he actually like played with the Roots and stuff like that. And then
Kellen Quinn.
No, that would be singer, but and then I'm a big jazz guy, right? So I really liked George Benson, and so those are three like idol guitar players, right? And then, but it maybe as far as like music goes, still maybe like John Mayer and his band and stuff like that. And then some out there stuff would be kind of like From Indian Lakes, and who else? Man, there's so many. Local Natives, maybe just some unique sounds.
Sure.
And I know they're not big names necessarily, like some of these pop stuff, but anyways, they just give me a really cool perspective on music, and I like their sound.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Same here, like listening to all these unknowns and stuff like that, like Deanna Radcliffe and the Night Sweats. Like, who knows who that is? Right?
Man. All right. Well, honestly, I cannot decide. Mine changes every single week.
I hear that. Absolutely. That's funny you say that, because people will say like, "Oh, what are you loving right now?" It's like, well, I go through 6-month periods of artists that I'm obsessed with.
Yeah,
and you can see it slightly in my music. Like I take a little piece of each of it.
Same, man. Like, honestly, I think one of the reasons that, we ended up writing the song this way and going this direction was because I listened to that new Luke Hemmings album. Like, it threw me for such a loop. I was just like, I want to write something more real. Like, I need something more just organic and something that feels really good and honest and real. And so, you know, that's one of the reasons I went there. So, I mean, I guess actually right now he influenced me pretty big, but I guess one of my favorite artists though of all time, which is so weird. I love Meatloaf. I love Meatloaf so much.
Funny story. My music teacher in high school was the keyboardist in Meatloaf.
No, he wasn't.
Wow.
Yes.
No, he wasn't. Dude,
yes, he was.
He wrote like everything. Oh my god.
Well, I don't know which stage he was in, like which because I think they had a couple.
Okay.
I don't know. He might have, but he played with Meatloaf forever. The dude his name was Frank Doyle, and it was like I think they call him Freaky Fingers Frank or something like that. Crazy Fingers Frank, something
I've
like
heard
that.
Yeah.
But he started touring with Meatloaf right as MIDI came out, and MIDI was so like new that like he had to play a whole beat earlier than everybody else because it took a whole beat to get to them.
That's terrifying. That's hard. That's skill.
Yeah.
God.
Oh man! And then he played with Weird Al. He was on the Weird Al TV show.
Oh, that's cool.
So sorry,
so
I had to throw that one out there.
No, that's amazing, dude. Yeah, but I've always loved Meatloaf, and like I said, I go through the phases, man. Like I end up kind of going, I don't know. I start back super far, you know, like I'll start listening to like big band swing and like jazz, and then all of a sudden it'll move into like the 50s, and then I'll go through the 60s, and then the 70s, and then I'll go all the way up to like back to pop punk and all that, and then I'll just revert back, and it just keeps happening. It's like the same cycle over and over and over again. But I love the Stones, I love the Beatles, I love Fleetwood Mac, I love Tom Petty, you know, all that stuff. I mean, there's some amazing songwriters in there that just huge influences. And even like a lot of the 80s bands and stuff like that, you guys know, I always end up wanting to just have big cannon shot snares and things because that's a huge influence, and some people hate that.